You think Cuba is better now than it was before?
For the average Cuban, I would say so. Yeah.
Then why are they trying to get out of there? Like, so what are you doing here today?
Just trying to fight for a better future.
What does a better future mean to you?
Uh,
Like,
future where people don't have to suffer and work until they die for the profit of someone else. Where we can live freely and don't have to worry about deportations or any of that.
So what would be your solution to that?
I don't consider myself as an individual to be capable of coming up with a holistic solution to everything.
I don't even have any good skills.
So are you here with a cause? Are you a Democrat? I see you have a pamphlet about communism, so I did catch that. So I don't know if you wanna talk about that.
Where exactly is this going to be posted?
What the heck are you guys doing? Trying to ruin my life and make me look like a friggin' idiot?
It's for school.
Okay. Yeah, we're communists. We don't think that the Democrats or the Republicans represent the people. Really, the Democrats are just right. They still support the interests of the billionaires, and even though they're a little bit nicer than the Republicans, they'll never really do anything to help people for real.
Do you think communism would ever happen in America?
Yeah, I think it could. I think it could happen anywhere as long as people, the people as a whole realize that they have the power. It's only the fact that they allow the billionaires and the politicians in their pockets to have that power that prevents it.
So every time somebody drops the C word, if you would say, right, the communism word, the first thing you hear is every country in the world that has ever tried communism has failed or is currently failing. First of all, how could America become communist? And if they did so, what would make us different from all the countries that did fail under that system?
Well, see, I think a lot of people, when they say that communism failed in every other country, they think that communism itself is a bad idea and that's why it failed. But we're Marxists and we try to analyze it like on a scientific basis as to why those things happened. And we think that with under the right conditions, it could happen still, right? And even though, yeah, maybe communism didn't reach its full potential in the countries that tried it, a lot of them did produce benefits for the people that lived under it. Like, for example, Cuba. Before the revolution, like the most people lived in poverty. They didn't have any toilets. Like they couldn't read. But after the revolution, life expectancy, infant mortality rate, and literacy rates all improved. So,
I'll stop here for a second. He says that people didn't have access to toilets, and I don't know if that's true or not. I doubt it. But let me show you what these free communist toilets look like. There it is, guys. Look at that. Also, she says they haven't had water in like 2 days.
yeah, and that was because of the revolution, because they took the resources back from the people who were beholden to American interests.
You think Cuba is better now than it was before?
For the average Cuban, I would say so. Yeah.
Then why are they trying to get out of there?
Gotcha, bitch. Well, I mean, not all of them are. I've seen interviews where people support the system, and they believe that Cuba is a democracy.
So technically, he's not wrong. There are small groups in Cuba that have been so brainwashed that they really have faith in their communist system and the government and the Castro family and all of that. But the majority do not. The majority want to get the hell out of there, and this guy has no idea what he's talking about. A lot of people in Cuba aren't even allowed to speak against the government because you will go to jail for that. Coincidentally, while I was working on this video, I actually came across videos of people showing what life is like in Cuba, so I'm gonna play some of those clips for you right now. So as we can see, it's completely filled with trash everywhere. Empty shelves, no resources. Everything is dilapidated, everything is collapsing. People have free housing, but they don't know when their house is going to collapse on them and kill them. People barely surviving amongst the trash and poverty. The food situation is so bad that this is what people eat on a regular basis. Literal seed oil sandwich. You just put some salt on it and with a cup of coffee, and that's your meal for the day.
And even if it has its flaws, I think a lot of the ones that try to leave the country are the ones who lost out. The rich who lost their wealth during the revolution.
Real quick, because of time, but I have met a few Cubans in my life, and a lot of them say that they have no food, essentially. Everything is owned by the government. So the only place you see a big feast in Cuba is at a touristic place because they do cater that to tourists and to the people in power. But the people, they don't get access to any of that. I think they hardly ever even can access beef. And the services are terrible. The infrastructure is completely collapsing. What I'm trying to get from you, I feel like you said that everything in Cuba is good and well,
I don't think
or that
everybody's
everybody's.
but I do think it was an improvement over the Batista regime.
Yeah, there's no improvement, and I already show you why this guy is so off base.
So you think a higher percentage of Americans would benefit from communism than whatever we got going on now?
Yeah, I think it would result in, less work and higher wages for the majority of people. And like, there are so many people in this country who are hungry and homeless or sick because it's not profitable to help them. Right? And we have the resources to do that. Like, it's not a matter of can we, it's the matter of like, why don't we?
One more question. Do you trust the government?
No.
So under communism, who is in charge? Isn't the government in charge of everything under communism?
No, it's the workers in charge, where the government is for the benefit of the workers, and they are in control of it. They have all the rights and the ability to choose how the government acts.
Hey guys, actually, this guy was right, and here's a photo of Fidel Castro looking for the workers to tell them what to do and how to run the government. I really wish I would have had the chance to ask this guy if he would like to move to Cuba since he thinks it's so great over there. But that's it for today. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for the next one. Bye.
All right. Thank you very much, man. That's awesome. Thank you.